We have been telling you about Robert Mueller's indictment showing no sign of Trump collusion as the Clinton campaign comes under fire for its own alleged ties to that anti-Trump dossier.
So is this the real Russian collusion? Here to weigh in is Fox News contributor and former UK Independence Party leader Nigel Farage. Hey, Nigel, great to see you.
Good morning.
Is this the real collusion? Should we be focusing on this?
Yes, and yet somehow the left and their supporters in the media assume some kind of moral superiority, as if none of this stuff actually applies to them. Yeah, I mean, clearly there were all sorts of things going on between the Clinton campaign and the Russians in terms of getting information. It was a very dirty fight, of course, the election. And yet, you know, I look at, shall I say, other news channels and read certain newspapers, and you would think there was nothing to see here. I mean, look, the fact is that despite the huge efforts of much of the establishment in this country when it comes to collusion with Russia, they're finding absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there must be tens of millions of American voters out there saying, can we please get rid of this,
right?
and get on with the important stuff.
And just do me a favor, Nigel, try to find Christopher Steele, because he's not showing up to anything anymore, and he's one of your people, so
yes.
He's right in the middle of all this.
Yeah, well, please don't judge me by Christopher Steele.
He's one of your people.
Wait,
yeah, I'm going to say it's not
Nigel
my fault,
Farage is a spy?
Well, now, but isn't it interesting that there are newspapers, both here in America and in the UK, who say that I've colluded with the Russians,
I know.
that I did so during the course of the British referendum. Some have even said I've been funded by the Russians. And yet it turns out, in my country, that Jeremy Corbyn, the leader of the opposition party, in the 1980s, it's claimed, repeatedly met communist Soviet agents, and yet no one seems to care about that. So it's the same story, both sides of the pond.
Well, regarding you, you should just turn yourself in as soon as this interview is over.
Yeah, but just please wait for the interview.
Meanwhile, Nigel, you were talking about the other channels, other newspapers.
Yeah.
Here's something you're probably not going to see, and that is a brand new Gallup poll that asked Americans if they were satisfied with the U.S. position in the world, and it hasn't been higher than it is right now. Right now, it's at 45%. As you can see, back in 2017, it was 13% shy of that. Got to go back to, it's the highest number in 13 years. And that's not necessarily good for the Democrats, you know, and at CPAC, they're going to be talking about their political advantage. This is pretty good for the president.
It is, and I think one of the things that has really surprised people, because don't forget that Donald Trump hasn't just had a negative press in much of America, you know, across Europe and many other parts of the world, it's been wall-to-wall negativity.
I know.
I mean, I've felt at times like he's only defender in the United Kingdom. But what's interested people is, right from that first speech when he went to Riyadh, if you remember, to talk to many of the leaders of the Muslim world, to say, look, let's work together to drive out the extremists, all the way to Davos the other week, where he said, look, America first doesn't mean America alone. We are prepared, of course, to work and cooperate with people. And I sensed after Davos that people all over the world were beginning to change their mind about this president. So I think one thing we can say for certain is that America's place in the world looks a lot more secure today than it did under Obama.
Now, we understand you're speaking at CPAC. What can we expect?
Yeah, well, I want to say this, that in 2016 we had these amazing twin results of Brexit and the Trump victory, and that sadly, since that moment, relations between the UK and the USA have not moved on in the way that they should. And I want to say to the audience at CPAC, please don't judge my country by the London Mayor Sadiq Khan, by Mr Corbyn and the left, who every time we're told the president's going to visit the UK, promise mass street protests. And actually, the truth of it is that in the UK too, people are beginning to get the Trump message. And I very much want to say he'd be very welcome coming to our country. There may be a few hard leftists that complain, and that really, we've got so much potential. We are the biggest investors in America. You are the biggest investors in the UK.
Sure.
We've got a shared history between us.
Gotcha.
And the sooner we get this relationship back on track, the better it'll be for everybody.
Nice speech preview. Thanks, Nigel Farage. Appreciate it.